It's your boy, Mr. HandCrafted, and welcome to the 4th episode of the Melting Pot. Today, we'll be going over current events and pop culture and what's really been going on in the world since this coronavirus pandemic. I'm not really sure what week it is of quarantine. I think we like 3 months in. Do y'all know?
I stopped counting.
I think it's like, it's been a minute. We've been in quarantine a while, bro. And since quarantine's happened, it's like the world's going fucking crazy, bro. This shit's fucking ridiculous.
I remember when the world went crazy.
I am joined again by two of our returning guests. I'll let them introduce themselves.
It's your boy Foreign, none other than No Cash Shorty.
She's brief, man. Nice to meet you.
Alright, these people have been with us before, if you guys have been following. Foreign actually hit me up yesterday and was like, nigga, you gonna talk about Tekashi? And I told this nigga, bro, I honestly didn't really want to. I really didn't really want to because I feel like these are one of those situations, the less attention you try to give it, it kind of just die down, you know what I'm saying? It's like, so like, I feel like a lot of people tuned in just being interested in what the fuck, like, how this nigga's really about to, how did he really just tell all these motherfuckers, give these niggas years? Niggas got fucking jerseys. And, bro, and he just come home and like, I think more people was interested, but I feel like just out of people being curious and curiosity, I think we done made that little nigga a little bit more money with those views.
Yeah, he got a lot more money.
Yeah, so for me, I don't want to start. You tell me how you feel about that since you don't want to fucking call me.
I was just gassed. You know what I mean? Like,
on what part?
cause I was on a road trip and I came back home and like that shit was like viral like as fuck. And I was like, nigga, I was scrolling down like, the fuck is going on, bro? Cause you know I'm a Tory Lanez fan, so I'm like, ugh, you know my nigga Tory Lanez broke the internet. It's going down on YouTube. Hey, let's go, let's get it. My nigga done pulled it off. He done worked hard. This bitch ass nigga just got out of jail, bro, and just tripled my nigga's shit. That's what I'm not mad at. But I don't even give a fuck,
But
my nigga.
the record, sorry to cut you off, but the record wasn't with Tory. Tory didn't have a record. It was like a Hispanic musician or something. He had like 300,000 something, but it wasn't even Tory, bro. I don't think
he got the record for what? What is it? What is it?
For are we talking about live Instagram views or streams? I think it was
Instagram. Just make it go lit. Just make it go live.
Because when they posted Tekashi, they said something like he broke the record, and the person that held that record was like a Hispanic musician, a Mexican musician, and they said the name of him, and they said it was like 300,000. It wasn't.
Then it make even more sense why Tekashi broke the internet. Cause Fat Joe said it himself.
What did he say? What do you mean?
Fat Joe said, you don't know Hispanics, Latinos control the internet. That's what they do.
That's what it sound like. That's what it sound like.
What do you mean? I didn't know he said that. What do you
That's
mean?
how they communicate. They got family everywhere. They gotta communicate. So
Makes
they
sense.
have phones.
Makes sense. Yeah.
So you're
It's
saying
not about they just looking for Tekashi and looking for shit on the internet. It pops up. They have phones. They understand he speaks their language. We do not. We don't.
Wait, so was this an interview that Fat Joe had that
Yeah, on
he filled me and the people in on what was said in the interview?
It's just about Hispanics and Latinos and how we all should get along. You know what I mean? Like we all should just get along. And he was breaking down the barriers of just how Latinas have a big play in the part of Hispanics rising in music.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
It's more of them.
And it's basically because they have to communicate with their family. So that should mean basically that anybody that really has family abroad kind of controls, because ain't Nigerians and Africans the one kind of controlling that
I can't say who controlling what or who controlling whatever. I just know that just came out the horse's mouth when I was watching that interview because I was intrigued at how he said it.
But
You know what I mean?
what does that have to do with him breaking the internet? Mexicans. Time out. I can say this firsthand because I don't speak for their culture. I don't know them, but I have a lot of Hispanic friends, and they don't f with the idea of people telling.
The telling part.
So I'm confused.
The telling part and going viral part are two different things, my man. It's two different.
No, but I'm saying that he only went viral because people are more interested in how the fuck this nigga gonna come home and move the same. More than he's like, oh, this great artist that's touching the globe.
Right, they want to hear what he had to say.
Yeah.
They want to hear his reasoning of why he did what he did.
Yeah,
because like, for instance, Meek Mill was commenting on that shit, and Meek Mill said he liked, he said that shit was whack and blah 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 blah. But
I watched it.
No, but what I'm saying is like,
I didn't watch it.
Meek Mill watched it and he does not like that nigga.
I watched it and I don't like that nigga.
Alright, what you guys did doing that still gave that nigga streams.
I watched it. I just was explaining to you why I watched it. I was on a road trip. I came back to the pinhead. You feel me? This shit is going viral. Whoa, this nigga hold on. Now you just broke down. He broke the Mexican record. I was like, okay,
wait, Mexican? What do you mean Mexican record?
The Hispanic record. The musician. You said he broke his record. That's how he broke into that. What I was explaining was, Tory Lanez did that. You feel me? Like, that's my man's. Okay, cool. That he ain't my man's. I'm
like, nigga, you know Tory, what the fuck? Nigga, you better plug us in.
That's my nigga.
We need to go to the 6, nigga.
Yeah, I know how this shit go. Like, I'm like, yeah, you feel me? Like, nigga, I'm a fan of the music, so I'm like, okay, you feel me? Tory done did that. Okay, cool. This nigga get out of jail. And you blow up so instantly, that shit was like crazy to me. That's why I said, okay, hey, it's not about this nigga ratting. It's about what y'all just said, what he got to say.
Right.
It's everybody that did a podcast or anything on it, it's about, okay, let's do a reaction to it. We don't have to gain attention, but let's gain some traction off of it.
Right.
That's what it's about. Let's gain some, since you want to gain all your traction off of us, let's gain some traction off of you. But it was more like, I don't know shit is the meaning of, let's break down the barrier of why we don't know shit about why he just got out. It was just more like, okay, hey, nigga, you just got out. You just big stunted. You just did all this extra shit on the internet. Why do you think that's okay? Where is let's break down the barrier where we think it's okay for our kids and the youth up under us to think it's okay that you can get out of jail and still go big stunt on niggas. You didn't, cause I watched it, that's what I'm saying, I watched it, that's why I said, oh, you thought it was cool to rat and get the fuck out and then go grab jewelry and big stunt on niggas that's been working hella hard. That's what I seen.
For me, it ain't nothing about the industry or the making money. It's the fact that you really can sit here and tell on niggas and come out and just like, oh yeah, I did it and what? And
that's the point. That's the point that I'm saying.
Okay.
You didn't get out and be humble and be really like, oh, they kidnapped me, they fucked my baby mama, the rest of the shit, nigga. Hey, bro, hey, if you was in the same situation, bro, you would feel the same. No, nigga, you got out, said they fucked my baby mama thousands of times. I don't give a fuck about your baby mama, nigga. Every baby mama is getting fucked around this bitch as soon as you leave, nigga. You left the house, nigga. Alright, then nigga, you know what time it is, nigga.
That's real shit.
You better check something, nigga. Alright, so at the end of the day, nigga, you talking about, oh, they tied you up and this and that, and you played a Rolex and being like, oh, I came to them being like, okay, I'm not this, I'm not that, nigga. I know a way to get out. So automatically, nigga, you was playing the game for one. They played into the game. And then if they played into the game, you knew what type of game it was. You sat there and beefed with everybody in the fucking world, my nigga. And you thought it was a game because you had real niggas behind you that really do that type of shit. Now it's body counts. Now it's all this type of shit wrapped up in your name. And now you just turned these niggas in. And you got out on the internet. You try to flex like it's still rap. It's not still rap. It's not rap no more. It's not none of that. And then, nigga, my daughter, nigga, my son, but it's not happening, my nigga. That shit is not cool.
Yeah, I tell my twins now, like, quit telling. You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? Like, For me, I think it's weird for you to want your little brother or your brothers to be in trouble. I think that's weird. Like, for what? Like, why would you, for what? Like, that's some weird ass sucker shit.
Like,
and so for me, I was thinking more so of, like, some of the shit he was saying. He said something like, I think he said, like, y'all niggas was out here fucking my baby mom, stealing my money. I was out here trying to get it for y'all. What makes you think y'all would be down for me when I got locked down? And so for me, it ain't had nothing to do with the niggas that he got locked up with. You know them niggas is faulty. For me, I ain't never chose that life because it's for me, it's like, you can never really trust nobody. Nobody in that life. Not even your homies. For me, that's how I thought about it. Like, I could never really go somewhere and truly feel comfortable. Ever. Like, I would always have to feel like, because when you really think about it, it's only the niggas closest to you that can really get you, nigga. You know what I mean? Like, if you really in that life and you really about that shit, you really 10 toes to the pavement, nigga, like you supposed to be, the only niggas that can really get you is the niggas closest to you. Or you get caught slipping. And if you get caught slipping, that's, I mean, if you in that life, ain't that kind of your fault? No disrespect to nobody, but I'm just saying, like, if you in that life and you doing that shit and you get caught slipping,
because you already know what's going to happen.
That's your fault.
So
don't sign up for that shit and to be mad because, nah, fuck that, nigga. You should have knew what the fuck you was signing up for. Period. That's how I feel. But back to what I was saying about Tekashi is just like, for him, it's just like, the way I thought about it is, if that nigga would have been solid, even after all the bullshit he had did in the industry, I feel like niggas would have been like, alright, nigga, that was just rap, but you just got fucked over, nigga, so I'm gonna hold you down, you know what I mean?
Right.
He was a little nigga that got fucked over. At the end of the day, these niggas that bang and shit, these niggas out here, these niggas really do got mad feelings, like got like real love for people and shit like that. Like you can't take care of a whole hood and not have love for people and humanity. You know what I mean?
That's the nigga who got love.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, for me, it's like, I feel like people could have forgave him for the fuck shit he did. He young, you know what I mean?
It is what it is. It's clout. It is what it is. That's why we watching it. It's funny. It is what it is.
Right.
You're taking it to another level where it's not clout no more.
Right, and that's what I'm saying is where he's saying, like, he said, oh, what makes you think that y'all would have held me? It wasn't about the people that fucked you over. We know they wasn't gonna hold you down, but it was about the rest of the industry, the rest of the niggas out here that really is solid. The niggas that could have hold you down when you was in there, and when you came out, like, most of your money is gonna go to fucking people trying to protect you. Like, I was thinking about that shit the other day, and it's like, I don't really know, like, I'm sure he could hide out in some suburb somewhere, but it's like...
This shit already happened, that's why I was like, nigga, this shit crazy to me. The little girl busted her out. She like 12, she gotta be like 12, 13.
I saw it. The little white girl was like, oh my gosh, Tekashi lives across the street from me. Yeah, she posted that shit. And these little niggas was following that nigga as he left this house. They was recording him, bro. He was in some white SUV. It was like, bro, for me, it's like this is gonna be his life for the rest of life, unless he turns into some weirdo that goes hides out in like the fucking boonies somewhere by himself. He gonna have to build a compound and have niggas come visit him. But the thing is, when the people come visit him, people gonna be looking for this nigga forever. I feel like. I don't feel like nobody's really gonna forget about that shit.
No, not them. No,
but it touched lives. So no. Live says in plural. So.
Bro, I was so they released video footage, not video footage, but they released audio footage. I follow Vlad TV. He does interviews and about the industry. Okay, so he posted a clip this morning.
Vladiani.
And he fucking it was audio of Tekashi telling in court, bro.
Big dog.
And for me, it's like I don't know nobody personally in that case. I'm nigga. I don't bang. I don't do anything illegal. So for me, it's like, I listened to that shit and I still got infuriated, nigga. I was hot, nigga. Like, you ask my wife, I was like, fuck that nigga, bro. That nigga's a bitch, nigga.
It's real.
Bro, like, that nigga literally sat in that courtroom and literally told, nigga. Right. Like, literally told.
So they released actual audio of this.
Audio of him in court spelling out. Nigga, we all been to court, nigga.
Correct.
You had to spell out. Nigga, he had to spell out his real name. They were like, so is there any other names you go by? Tekashi 6ix9ine. bro. Like, and for me, it's like, that's wild. Like, that's wild. And it's like, sometimes I think about, like, I guess, like, I don't think about prison, but I think about, like, are the people that go there and, like, beat up people for having certain charges, are they foul, are they wrong? And it's like, I've been in certain situations through my life where it's like, I'm not a criminal, I'm not no gang member, I'm not no tough guy, I've said that in other podcasts, but, like, hearing certain stories from certain people, that shit makes me angry, nigga. Like, I'll give you an example. I told you on a previous episode that I had the opportunity of traveling with this past job that I had. I ended up going to Sauk Village, Illinois, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, and Montebello, California, East LA. And so when I was in East LA, I was there, and I got put on a night shift, and then the area of East LA I was in was a lot of Mexicans, Hispanics, and so like one day we was sitting at lunch, and there was this big ass fucking, I don't know what the nigga's name is, this light skinned motherfucker, he's big as shit. We were sitting in the lunchroom, bro, and like this chubby little Mexican dude was like rubbing his stomach like this, and he was like, he looked like that, he looked like he was in pain, you know, and so like the big dude that was sitting over there, he was like, bro, it was a year ago today, right? Or something like that. And he was like, yeah, man, like exactly, I think today. He was like, after work, exactly. And he looked over at us and he was like, oh, I got shot or whatever. And I was like, damn. And he was like, yeah, bro, leaving work. I was like, wait, what? Bro, y'all got me out here. Bro, check this out, time out. No lie, bro. Let me backtrack. I remember I told that I went to Sauk Village, Illinois, right? The campus I went to there, as I'm going, they showing us the campus and shit. They was like, yeah, this place had gotten shot up. And it's like, time out, nigga. Y'all flew me from Portland to motherfucking the other side of Illinois to tell me this place got shot up. Like, y'all couldn't tell a nigga that before I got halfway across the United States? You know what I'm saying? Nigga, I was low-key kind of hot.
That would have played a big part of my decision, like...
Like, what do you mean, bro? Just tell me how the manager there came up with a big ass 4.5 and basically what happened was we all have had jobs before, and there's temp services and shit like that, and potentially you can get hired or not get hired or whatever. Right. And so like usually at most jobs, nigga, the temps get treated like shit. You know what I mean? So, in my experience, I've had lots of jobs, nigga. I always keep a tip service, nigga. In case a motherfucker start tripping, nigga, I'm out, nigga. I don't feel like I'm ever gonna have to just tolerate something like I always want to advance in life, but I'm never gonna sit here and be miserable just for $1. I will never, ever. But what was I talking about?
You went to the campus.
The campus, yes. We were going on the tour, and so back to Montebello, California. Old boy was rubbing his stomach. The dude said he had got shot. And there was another dude I was with, and I'm going to say his name because I think he's a bitch. That nigga's name is Glenn. He's from Oklahoma City. And
everybody else
check this out. So we sitting there, right?
Posting.
This is the thing. We were sitting there, right? And out of nowhere, old boy was telling his story, kind of what happened and all that shit. And out of nowhere, Glenn goes, "Yeah, I shot somebody before." And you can always tell, like, when somebody trying to be Mr. Macho and be Mr. Cool. And I say that with him because, like, he was like a Hispanic gentleman, but he was like light skinned. And so, like, you know how, like, when somebody there's something, but they feel like they have to act
another way,
and they have to act super like that culture to try to make sure they fit in with the rest of that culture because they don't necessarily look. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, for instance, like sometimes you'll catch in a situation where there's like a black girl that grew up in the suburbs and she come back down to like kick it with everybody else and she feel like she gotta act a certain way because she didn't grow. You know what I mean? Like that type of situation. So he's there, and like we was buying Mexican food, and this nigga, everybody was buying food. This nigga bought cow tongue, And everybody was like, nigga, that shit's gross as fuck. It's like Tungra or something like that. Lungwa or something. It's called like Lungwa or something like that.
It's the one with the L.
It's like called like Lungwa or something like that. So it was like, it was cow tongue. And it was funny because it was like, he was going on telling everybody he got it. And it was like, why are you telling everybody? And then everybody he told was like, that shit's nasty. And he was like, well, he goes, well, I'm Mexican. And the lady was like, well, so am I. Nigga, like, what the fuck you talking about? I don't give a fuck. Like, so am I. Like, that's just gross. Bro, you in that goddamn plate. Last time. This ashtray.
Right. I'll be on it now.
Nigga, you ashtray right there, and there's an ashtray. You need your own ashtray? I'm gonna get you an ashtray. I'm gonna put a porn on it, nigga. I'll get like a whole bunch of Mercedes-Benz and BMWs.
I said the plate was empty. That was just regular.
Nah, it just looked dirty. It just looked tacky.
Now and then I can get some chicken.
You know what I mean? You just got ash all over the place, nigga. Just ash in the ashtray.
Get some corn on there. I'm not pig feet, nasty.
All right, but so he seemed like the gentleman that was always trying to fit in, like trying to like do super, like trying to be overly Mexican, if that's a thing. Like, I don't know if that's offensive, but that's what it seemed like he was doing. Like, he was being a super stereotypical Hispanic instead of like almost being himself. And so like in this situation, it kind of pissed me off because I already got that vibe from him. Like, he felt like he had to like prove himself. Yeah, you know what I mean? And so when he said he shot somebody, he proceeds to say, oh yeah, I shot a little kid. And I'm like, bro.
Alright, use the bitch like you.
And so check this out. So
what's
check.
his name? Glenn what? Oklahoma, use the bitch.
Check this out, right? And so like at first, like I didn't really say anything because I try to mind the business that pays me. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't just gonna go in. I'm not playing Captain Save-A-Hole, you know what I'm saying? Like, I try to mind my business, you know? But he kept talking, and he kept talking about it, and he was like, yeah, I was in the military, and I was overseas, and basically I had to do it, and blah, 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 blah. He was this 9-year-old kid, and for me, it's like, nigga, how the fuck you know he was 9? You go ask his mama, you bitch? Like, how did you know, like, he was 9 or whatever? Right. Like, for me, even, like, the way he was saying it, it was like he was proud of it. He wore like a badge of honor almost.
Did he save somebody's life in that instance or something?
He didn't describe it like that. He said he was like running after the truck. It was almost like some shit he's heard off the news and he just repeated it.
That nigga's out.
Bro, for me, and it was like, nigga, can you like, and I asked him, I was like, bro, can you like stop talking about this? Like, I really don't care to hear about how you killed a little kid. I don't give a fuck where the nigga's from. Iran, Iraq, whoever, because I'm American, I'm supposed to have beef with this nigga. Nah, nigga, you killed a kid. P, you over here like bragging about that shit. Like this nigga's over here talking about he just got shot last year, and somehow you feel convenient enough to tell us how you just killed a fucking boy or you killed a boy alone. Like for me, that's weird. Like you clout chasing, like you chasing for a nigga to be like, oh, you're a tough guy. And nigga, I would never in my life call a nigga a tough guy for shooting a kid. And like, what's crazy is, it's like, if you're in the military, you're supposed to speak on that shit. Right. Ain't that like against like some type of rule or something or something?
Should have been classified.
Or something. And for me, it was like, I asked him nicely, bro, like, to stop talking about it. And he was like, no, that's real life. Shit like that happens. We should be able to, like, for me, it's like, nigga, it might be real life. It might be what has to happen. But I don't want to hear about how you killed a kid and you bragging about it. Because right now, that wasn't even a topic. So check this out. When we went down there, I was the dude that I had to drive. I had to rental, nigga. I had got like a 2018, 19 Cadillac STS or some shit like that. Like we went down there and I was with him and this other white boy from Oklahoma. And they're like, let's get an Acura. Oh shit. They was like, let's get an Acura, bro. And I'm not stunting on nobody that got an Acura. I can't afford an Acura. But I ain't never in my life was like, oh yeah, nigga, I want an Acura. For me, nigga, for some reason, when I got to this rental place for some reason, they said literally for what same price, I could pick out whatever car I wanted. And nigga, I seen that Cadillac and I was like,
y'all both went together?
No, I was by myself.
Oh.
But But anyway, for the rest of that trip, nigga, I left that nigga in the room, bro. He wasn't riding with me unless we was going to work. He didn't ride with me. I take that nigga nowhere. That nigga didn't go grocery shopping. Wherever that nigga didn't go get no food with me. That nigga didn't do shit, nigga. That nigga could have walked, nigga. For I don't give a fuck what you do, nigga. You ain't riding around with me telling no bullshit ass story like that. What if we out somewhere in the bar or something and you get drunk and you feel the need to tell that drunk ass story and somebody decides to serve on us because you some pussy ass nigga? Like, fuck you. Like, nigga, you's a bitch, nigga. On my mom, I left that nigga in the room that whole time. It was like we had like maybe like almost a week left. I don't know what the fuck that nigga ate, nigga. He could have walked. He could order. And then this Uber Eats, nigga. That nigga was a grown ass man. That nigga wasn't getting in the car to go nowhere with me. Nigga, it was my job to take him back and forth to work. I had no option for that. But other than that, that nigga wasn't riding my shit. Got me fucked up. And you gonna brag about that shit? And so for me, I go back to what we were saying. It's like I said before, I ain't never been no tough guy. But to hear some dude like talk like that, nigga, pissed me off, bro. So it was like these dudes that are in prison that like beat these niggas up and do all this crazy shit, like they not. I can't say that. I think they're wrong for it anymore. Like, you know what I mean? Like I think it's wrong to hurt anybody. Let me take that back. I try not to be violent, but there's certain shit I hear and it enrages me. And this Tekashi 6ix9ine thing enraged me. And I ain't no tough guy, but hearing that nigga's tale pissed me off. Hearing that nigga brag about killing a little kid pissed me off. Hearing niggas talk about like certain nigga, it just puts something in me, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, there's niggas that really is about that life. That ain't me. And they gonna run into that nigga.
Right. Like, nigga, come on. Cut it out.
Like, nigga, here, you might as well just go slit your own wrist, nigga.
Yeah, just cut it out. You're not good for that.
Yeah, bro, that shit's crazy. That shit's wild. But yeah, Glenn, you's a bitch. My mama. You should probably never ever tell that story about killing no kid when somebody's talking about getting shot. You know what I mean? I think the best idea is try to like console that person, be there for them. Try not to like be a tough guy. Anyway.
Or at least tell a different story.
Bro, that shit got me boiled a little bit. It brought back some old emotion.
When you say this, that story sound like a Saving Private Ryan story anyway, though. So.
It do, bro. Sound like some shit out of a movie, and it's like you not only are you bragging about, but you fabricated this shit. Like you made this shit up. Like you's a sick motherfucker, bro.
You thought he was gonna get a bad about?
Like what you think I was gonna say kudos, nigga, because the nigga was from Iran or Iraq or something, nigga? Nigga, kill yourself, ho. What the fuck wrong with you? I would never.
That's what he thought.
Nah, nigga, he's fucking tripping.
He was.
And everybody in that room was like, nigga, he's wild. But for me, it's like I'm always that one motherfucker that like.
We're not gonna forget you said you didn't give it no right.
Bro, my mama, nigga, that nigga.
He said the nigga was Nick Cannon wilding out. So,
nigga, on my mama, that nigga didn't get in my vehicle. Unless we was going to work, I wasn't taking that nigga no fucking where.
That nigga couldn't get nothing to England, him,
That shit is funny.
Why is that funny, nigga? I was dead ass, nigga.
I know, that's why it's so funny.
I'm serious, bro.
I'm the type of nigga to be like, no, you can't get in.
No, you not riding
He
my
said
shit.
You can't get in. So
You
nigga, you can't get in. Nigga.
Like, nigga.
You can't get in.
And oh boy, I was with. Oh boy, I was with. It was funny because oh boy, I was with. I ain't gonna say
it.
it.
Shit though.
Bro, am I wrong for that?
No.
no,
Nah. At all.
Like fuck out of here.
There's 3 of y'all, right?
There was 3 of us, yeah. But it wasn't they money, so it was kind of. I think my job. They used to fuck me up a little key. They still actually owe me some money. So you know, at the end of the job, bro. So if you have vacation days left, you're supposed to get paid out for those days. So I had 2 vacation days left when I quit this last job, so I was supposed to get paid out for them. The manager calls me and is like, "Oh, the system messed it up, and those are sick days, and you don't get paid for sick time." I was like, "Nigga, that's bullshit." Like, because you know how I knew it was bullshit? It's because I actually think I have his messages, or I can go pull them up from my account. But we had just had a discrepancy about how many sick days I had and how many vacation days I had. So for me, it was like, nigga, I plan my days at work, nigga. I've been doing that shit. But that nigga, he fucked me over. So technically, you're supposed to owe me like $200 when I left. But so when I left, nigga, I literally had no money for like. It was hard, nigga. I had to hustle. I mean, I made it work, but
Had to.
they get like that sometimes.
Guys, good. Guys, good.
All the time.
Had to, all the time.
So one thing, how have you guys been doing in week? What is it? We just went over this. Well, how y'all been doing? How's life going? How many songs you got since our last conversation? How many songs have you made? Hey,
How many songs I done made?
how many have you been using this quarantine productive? Is what I mean.
Much, very much.
Very much.
Very
Okay.
much.
What about you, sir? Have you been productive during quarantine?
I actually have. I've been, being more of a father to my children.
That's
Growing
dope.
up with them, my boys. So.
Like,
I'm kind of jealous. During quarantine, it feel like a lot of people going crazy, bro.
you don't got no choice. You got to deal with your problems now.
But there's ways to deal with your problem.
There's
you know what I
nowhere to
mean?
go now. There's nowhere to
Yeah,
go
so
for
you
the
can't-
people
You know what you gotta do?
that go
Can't go to
out.
the bars now, huh?
Yeah,
I'm about to go to the bar and have a drink.
You gotta figure it out
Yeah,
online.
you
That's
can't-
why the richer get richer still, because they finding out ways to network and get you to do it online now. So we in the networking world now. It's official as in
I don't know
2020.
where my phone is, but
It's official.
since the pandemic, I've bought in some stocks in a couple companies.
Let's get it. You feel me?
So
Shout out to Bitcoin.
you see how much they stock is worth?
Shout out to Bitcoin.
Anybody that invested in Bitcoin and kept that shit, your stocks is worth like 7 bands a piece. One.
If you invest right now, you're worthy to at least make 5 racks, 10 racks. In this
No,
next
you can't invest. I mean, you would have
next
to,
big-
if you invest in Bitcoin, you would have to do partial stocks because each stock of Bitcoin is like 6, 7 bands.
Listen,
That would be pointless
if you got
to do.
some going on,
Nigga,
If
I
you got some
know,
good
I
outlets
know,
at this
I
point.
know a way to invest 6, 7 bands that give me my return right now, nigga.
right now, where is that? Let's talk about
I ain't waiting on no goddamn Bitcoin, nigga.
let's count it up. Let's count it up.
Oh man,
'Cause that shit is going up.
bro,
What's a lot of shit.
what do you think about these crazy police shootings that's been going on? Talk to me about it. How do you feel about this, Ahmed? Or I think it's Ahmed.
Yeah, that's the latest one.
So the gentleman that was jogging in Georgia.
Oh boy.
Yeah, he was jogging in Georgia and was approached by 2 gentlemen. I think it was a father and a son, and then it was like a white guy that recorded it. And
I don't know.
eventually they approached him and ended up killing him. And I honestly did not watch the video because those kind of I told you earlier, those videos make me angry. I don't like watching people get killed and shit. Like, for me, I gotta watch what I
fuck
put.
that. Just
We
like
used- you remember-
old boy from Oklahoma. Them niggas is bitches.
Yeah,
Y'all
straight
bitches.
up. Yeah,
Period.
straight up.
That's just.
Is that a southern thing?
I
A
had
southern.
2 initial thoughts about it.
That's
'Cause
weird.
The first time I seen it, I was like, alright. Y'all did whoopty woo 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 woo. Oh boy caught it on camera. Alright, at least you caught this shit on. Then I thought about it and I was like,
You wait and watch that shit. You watch that
you
shit.
wa-
You watch the whole shit go down.
Yeah.
You just as bad, bro.
If you either are part of this shit or you just a
It was some
bitch ass nigga.
It was some white
You
dudes
feel
though.
me? Or you a bitch ass individual. I should stop saying the word.
Was
nigga. You feel me
he
like that?
was he with the party that did it?
I don't know if he was with it, but he was.
You might as well be
So
though.
his defense, this is what he's gonna get. His defense is he was afraid, and that's what the public is gonna get. They're gonna run with that, and he's gonna be off, and he's gonna be considered a semi-hero or whatever. And
I think,
That's what the
unfortunately,
focus
I
is
think
gonna
with this new information that's came out, I honestly think they might get off. I'm not even saying that the dude was wrong or he did anything bad, but
So what's the information?
the new information, I guess, is very shortly before those two gentlemen approached him. I guess he was on surveillance footage in a construction site. He didn't commit any crime. He didn't commit any felony. He didn't take anything. He didn't vandalize anything. He did nothing wrong. He was there, kind of looked around, and ended up leaving, essentially.
That doesn't permit
No, by no means. But I feel, I'm not saying that. I just feel like just knowing the system and how it's failed us as a community in the past, I unfortunately don't think they're gonna get charged.
They already charged already.
No, they have to wait to go to trial. They're just arrested. They're not charged yet. They got denied bond, so they can't get out. But they're going to trial and they'll have their case, and
Shit is crazy.
so
They can't hold them without a charge though.
no. They've been charged. Oh no, they've been charged. I think. No, I think you're right. I don't know exactly how the court system works.
You gotta be charged. You can't. I mean, you know what I'm saying. You have.
You would
to
know
be,
better than I would.
You have to be charged to be held. So they charged with the murder. They are charged with that murder. So that's why they denied the bond.
Okay. No, but I'm saying
you don't think they're gonna get a conviction.
That's what it is. No,
You don't think they're gonna get a conviction.
not with the new information. They gonna say it's like some Trayvon Martin shit. Like they were standing their ground, securing their neighborhood. Like I don't agree with the decision, but I don't think
because they say that they was tussling, right? They were fighting.
Right. So then it became him standing up for himself, defending himself.
But do we see is the video from the beginning of him running?
I don't
Catching everything, or there?
I didn't watch it.
Inserts.
I didn't watch it.
It was just like a initial part. Him just running down the street. There's a truck already stopped. He tried to dodge the truck. My boy like get out with a big ass shotgun. Bang him. Bow. He trying to fight the dude off again. Bang him again with the gun. Stumbled off. That's the end of the clip. That's why I was just like.
That shit makes me cry.
It's a dude in the trunk of this big ass pickup. It's a dude in the trunk. Then the car behind it is the dude video camera. And then it's the dude, Ahmad, and the other gentleman wrestling with a big ass shotgun. So it's just like, you gotta be in on what the fuck them two was just doing.
Right.
Because if not, you could have easily
stopped
it. As you in your fucking vehicle, you not no hero to me then, because nigga, I would have ran into the nigga car or ran the nigga over. That just would have happened. He got a shotgun. He's finna drop that motherfucker, or he's finna aim it at least the nigga got off. Nigga, skirt. It is what it is. But you distracted the thing. But just filming it, and I don't know. I'm done with the filming shit. The whole like, let's pick the camera.
So you saying you put some action with the shit? You saying like all this is cool.
You know what we need to start doing this? I shouldn't laugh at this, but nigga, we need to start passing out fucking selfie sticks. Some niggas.
I mean, man, or you could have easily pressed.
I'm not laughing at the situation.
As easy as it was to like hold the camera.
Yeah.
As easy as it was to press the no hands on and put it in your windshield.
Right. So that's what you say. Niggas need to prop their shit up before they and then go play hero.
Or I'm just like, if you catching this type of action on camera and you want to go, your purpose was to go viral about it. Your purpose wasn't to be like, oh, this is what happened. We got the story. No, it's not. Because if it was, you should have played a part of that story. Your part of your story is I sat there and I video cameraed this shit. And we've been video cameraing shit since 2012. Since phones became available to everybody.
Bro.
You feel me?
What are you talking about? You forget about Rodney King? That was
That
like
don't
90
count,
something.
bro. That don't count. Everybody, niggas didn't have phones and all that extra shit. So it just so
Hey,
happened that.
can I go back real quick? So
It do count, but it don't count. As far
somebody
as like
said there was a conspiracy that whole thing was like a setup.
Rodney King.
Because there was like, think about how long it take to set up a camera back then. Like cameras wasn't no, let me go pick that bitch up and record. That was
I
like,
thought they had the little.
Nigga, I was
they had
like
the
4 or
VHS.
5,
They
nigga,
had
so
the-
I
they
can't
had-
really speak
I have no idea.
They wasn't like.
I have no idea. This
They
was
wasn't like this, but they was like, you know what I'm saying? You can have a little camcorder like this, yeah, you can have a little. Okay.
Shit, I don't know. But
Yeah.
that's funny. But that's crazy. But how long did they watch Rodney
Oh
King?
yeah, Young
That
had
That
one
was
of them
like
on that
91.
cameras. Okay, yeah, the ones you could just
Yeah,
flip
that's what it
open.
was.
He had one of them. Yeah, by that time, yeah, they definitely had one of those.
Yeah,
That's from the 90s. Yeah.
That was like 91.
91? Hell no, nigga.
Yeah, 'cause
Do you remember
yeah,
cell phones back then, bro?
When that
No, the camera that you
No,
hold
but I'm
on your
saying
hand,
like,
that
bro, I don't.
it had to be that camera or something. It
Oh.
could, or it couldn't have been no old
yeah,
camera.
bro, straight up.
Okay, you
Straight up.
You right.
Straight up.
Yeah, the one. Yeah, that's what I'm
You
talking
like
about.
to
Yeah.
Straight up. You know
Yeah,
what?
that's easy. That's an easy part. All you do is flip the lens and
No,
press.
you right.
Oh,
It
yeah, that's
could
it's
have
on.
been. You right.
We was digital in the 90s.
Right,
Yeah.
right,
That's
right,
funny.
you know.
I was like 2012. This is when everybody could get a phone. Everybody in the world could afford a phone.
I think that's whack to record people. Like, I guess everybody kind of does it now, nigga. We recording this shit, so I mean,
that was, but to see something like that, it isn't like, oh, you at Safeway and you see a bum wilding out in the middle of the aisle or something, and you pull out your phone and be like, this dumbass. Or you see somebody fighting in the middle of the aisle and you be like, everybody like, come on. This nigga had popped out a car with a gun, though. Why did you, he ain't even armed, he
what
running.
about the person recording the dude drowning? There was a story back a while ago that somebody recorded somebody drowning, bro. Yeah.
Watch the motherfucker drown.
Nigga, they watched him drown, bro. But
Like straight up,
like a person recorded somebody drowning, bro. I
Just call
bullshit.
911.
I never heard. Nah, bro. I never heard nothing, bro. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like,
They better call 911 first.
I don't think they did,
that's
bro.
crazy.
I really
bro.
don't think
like,
they did.
I'm like, I don't like love people that much as far as being like,
I mean,
let's
I
kick
do.
it on the daily and what do you want? But I got enough love for a person where it's like, you like needed help. It don't look like, cause we from the neighborhoods where it's like, okay, it's suburban. I mean, in the inner neighborhood, so it's like certain shit. It's just like, nigga, okay, nigga, you was doing whoopty whoop. Hey, that's the way this shit go. It is what it is. You know what you was doing before you got into it. Blah blah blah.
Wait, time out. You gotta realize that some of these people don't know what wooty woo and wooty woo. I mean, I understand everything you just said. It made perfect sense to me. Can I elaborate on what you just said?
Yeah.
So basically what he just said is, basically what I said earlier, when you get into a certain lifestyle, nigga, and you choose certain things and you choose to do, every action has a reaction. And so when you get into a certain lifestyle, it's like some of this shit is sad when it happens, but nigga, what the fuck you think was gonna happen? That's what he said, and that was my woo-woo translation. Was that right?
Yeah.
There you go. All right, go ahead.
It's just more like, you feel me? Like when, like if I was to be out in an adventure and out in the just driving, I was just doing something abnormal that I wasn't doing. Like I'm not in my like neighborhood. I'm not in my corner stores or where we get to go. I'm like out and about, and I just see some crazy ass shit where it's like that. I'm finna stop it, bro. I have to, bro, because I got that much love for a human being, and I got that much love for life. I should say, you feel me? Like that shit is crazy to me. Like that, I wouldn't be able to pull out a camera. That's what I'm saying. As far as I'm saying, like I wouldn't be able to pull out a camera and be like, film me. That's what I was trying to be like, safe. Instead of safe, I'll pull out a camera and Safeway.
Low key, ain't that why? Ain't that kind of how the situation with Pac and him shooting those two cops went down? He seen two people attacking a woman or some shit like that. He had no idea that they were cops. and I think he shot him. And I think,
is that how it happened?
There was 2 cops attacking the girl, I believe.
Yeah, 2 officers.
And then he was going to defend the girl, and he had no idea there was cops, and he ended up shooting them. And I think they tried to get him for trying to shoot cops.
Yeah, but he didn't get
he got no conviction or something like that. He beat that. But
See,
but for me,
basic,
for me, it's like I agree. I was watching this video. I think it was like on Brute or something like that. It was like a documentary channel, and it was talking about like the state of like Islam or something like that. It was like over in Syria and stuff like that, and like they were showing like videos of people in like war hospitals, people from like that had joined ISIS and shit like that. And it's like that kind of shit, bro. It's like I understand, like as an American, like I hate those type of groups that I hate any group that wants to sit here and try to like go wipe out another person. I think that shit's weird, bro. For me, I've came to understand and respect things I don't agree with and understand. You know what I mean? Like people fear what they don't understand, and for me, I think what caused me a lot of peace is accepting what I don't understand. I just accept it, nigga. I don't feel like it's like what you said a couple episodes ago. You don't always have to have answers for shit. You know what I mean? It's not your place to know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, just watching some of those videos, it was just like, even though they were ex-ISIS, it kind of just made me kind of like, almost like sad and depressed a little bit, just seeing motherfuckers. It was like 300 people in a room, like, and like, there was all of them shit in one bathroom and one toilet. And like 300 people, bro, and there's like one like I don't know, bro. It's like some depressing ass shit, and it's like it's crazy because I know there's a group of Americans that are like, hell yeah, fuck them, blah 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 blah, because of like why they ended up there. But it's like for me, they still human, and it like it's like for me, it's like I like
either get rid of them but I guess torture. I guess.
For me, I don't know. I don't know how to do it. I'm not some politician. I don't fucking have a poli-science fucking degree. I'm not trying to talk about. I don't know. For me, at the end of the day, humans are humans, and I feel like they should be treated as such. And I never got this sense of like feeling like this until I've kind of like gotten older. You know what I mean? When I was younger, I was like not like ruthless with roughneck, but it was just like niggas dying was just like, ugh, you know what I mean? It happens. Niggas die. You know what I'm saying?
So what do you think should happen to like, let's say, death row inmates? Because I just watched Just Mercy the other day, and it was a really good movie. So
a death row inmate.
Yeah. That is actually guilty.
That is actually guilty.
Yeah. Just Mercy, he was innocent. I'm saying that is actually guilty.
He on death row for 20 years still? And then he died?
Let's just say he got it, I don't know, just death row shit. Nigga got a, no, yeah, he got a date, fuck it, yeah, he got a date.
Oh, that's
Cause they, you know, they get a death row, they don't get a date for a minute though, you know what I'm saying? They get sentenced to death row and then they get it.
He gotta go. That's how I feel. If you innocent, I feel like you need to be released.
But what classifies a death row crime?
A death row crime to me is rape.
What
murder in a
Are we using rape like on the criminal justice level? Because
rape, nigga, if you dare nigga touch a bitch like that, nigga, or since I'm talking, I should tell her.
I just feel like the only reason I'm saying that is because there's a lot of like rappers that we look up to that supposedly got rape charges, and I don't feel like
listen,
some of those stories are like. I mean, they do got rape charges, and we don't.
There's no reason you should have that on your body. Period. You should have accountable niggas around you and accountable family. That shouldn't even be on your body, my nigga.
I mean, but wasn't Nelly just in some shit like that?
How many parties? Hey, fuck being rich though.
No.
How many parties have you been to where females is wilding Extra shit is going on. Niggas is shooting. Everything is going on that's going on at a rich party, except we not in a mansion. And there's not Lamborghinis and Bentleys pulling up. It's just a bunch of other people that live in the city.
Right.
So it's the same shit going on.
Right.
But so at the end of the day, you gotta have niggas accountable for your. You gotta be accountable for your actions. You shouldn't be. You shouldn't. All right. If
I've never really hung out with like some aggressive like bitch give it to me type nigga though.
That's what I'm saying.
Like
so
ever.
that's what I'm.
Not that I know of.
That's crazy. That shouldn't be on your body.
That we know of.
That's not that I know of.
That
Like I
shouldn't
ain't
be on your
never.
body.
That's weird.
That shouldn't be no.
No, I'm just saying. I just wanted to say that because I feel like there was a situation where Nelly had something like that. There's a bunch of like artists that had shit like that on their name. Chris Brown had some shit on like that on his name. Like there's a lot of artists where like if we just saying rape, nigga, there's a lot of niggas that might have to like. Hit death row though.
You gotta really think.
That's all I'm saying.
How they're involved with these situations. It's 30 bitches in a room, and then you automatically pick the one of whoopie whoop whoop whoop, or you automatically pick the female and she come back to the room or whatever. You don't want to fuck with her unless she signed a waiver. As in being rich, I'm just saying. Let's be rich.
Nigga, if I ever heard party bitches are signing waivers,
I didn't make prenups up. I didn't make that up. That's part of marriage. I'm just talking about being rich as a part of just being female. So we haven't learned nothing yet. Nothing. As in bringing females. Okay, you bring them up to the. Hey, you're signing this. My guard know who you are. My niggas know who you are. They know what time you came in here and they know what time you left. At the end of the day, you want to take a DNA test after this motherfucker when you leave. Let's do it, cause I got the money to do that. At the end of the day, if you can't do none of the A, B's, and C's with the females you finna involve yourself with,
all I was saying,
you shouldn't be involving yourself with the females.
Right.
You might as well go back to the hood. You know what I'm talking about? Grab you a hood rat. You know what I'm talking about? And pay her a little $5,000. Tell her to be quiet. Shut up.
Hey,
This is not gonna work out with the baddies. It doesn't work like that.
I just want to say, a nigga like me, I don't want to do that. So I'm good, man. I'm good. That's especially not with my money. I'm good. I just need.
Just do your thing. That's it. That's it. Just do your.
See, I've never been rich before, bro. I've never really been rich. So for me, it's like I'm not gonna say I never do it, but
it's think rich, be rich. That's it. 50 Cent shit was work harder, work smarter. It's all the same shit. Think about being. It's just that's why I said earlier. I was like, I be watching top 10 videos. Drake. Everybody said this shit. Everybody rich millionaires. Plot something out. Put it on it. Put it on a place or a platter where you look at every day and you be like, that's mine. That's what I want. That's what I want to copy. It's just goals. That's all it is.
Bro, nigga, I have
so when you start thinking rich and
crazy.
you start, that's all it is. So you start gathering information. You start once you not the smartest nigga in the room no more. That's when you know you starting to accomplish what you trying to do. Because nigga, it's levels. Shout out McMills. It's levels to this shit.
Bro, that's essentially the whole concept of my brand, HandCrafted, bro. Like, for me, it's like, to get, like, I went through so many different shit in my life. I literally had to find and create my own mental state, you know what I mean? I had to start, like, I tried to, like, work as much as I could. I tried to distract my mind. This might sound weird. I tried to even drink, but for me, it's like, I don't really like being drunk. I tried to smoke a bunch of weed. It's not... Like, I fucked with Molly heavy, but, like, for me, it was like nigga, for me, it's like, for me, nothing really fucked and helped my life change was nothing but my motherfucking changing the way I thought, bro. Like, I'm just keeping it real with you, nigga. I tried it, and
I fell for everybody that everybody should do Molly.
Nah, nigga, nah, I believe that. I agree.
Everybody should do Molly.
I agree.
Once every month.
Like, every 6 months, like, to recharge yourself or something.
Alright, okay.
No,
once every 6 months, that's when you're accountable for yourself. You're accountable for your actions.
Nah.
Once every 6 months.
For me, it's like...
Shout out to me, I didn't say
that. Nah, but I don't know. For me, it was like just changing the way I thought about things. And I feel like that helped me pull myself out of my, like, little depression I was in. And then for me, it was like I even had to motivate myself to even with that shit. And then like when
none violent. That was smart.
No, but I'm not saying I'm with violence. But as far as like that whole like because he said some shit like I feel like I might have integrated my people into a burning building, and that dream I had, that dream I once had, is now became a nightmare, or some shit like that. So for me, it's like, nigga, you done did all this protesting to make sure that we was all like this, and they don't want us like this, and it's like, what was the point of it? Like, I don't really want to be somewhere that I'm not wanted, and I don't want to have to sit here and fight and make you feel like I'm human. Like, why do I have to prove to you that I'm human too? Like, for me, it's like, I don't get angry, but it's like, I feel like that had some of that shit, peaceful rally shit, integration shit, kind of fucked us over economically and us just as a whole.
I feel the same way. So.
What do you think?
Yeah, pretty much.
I just feel like I disagree with cops killing us, but it just bothers me. Like, I feel like as a community, we need to come together and actually find an agenda to fix our shit.
It has to start from the smaller generation. It wouldn't start with us. It can't start with us. It has to start with the smaller generation.
The ones coming up.
It has to start right there. It has to start right there because those are.
It's too late for us.
It's too late. It's not too late for us, but because we lead by example and shit
Right.
like that. But it's more on them right now. The generation that's coming up now, because they are the ones who are going to go through this more than we are. Like, we're set. You know what I'm saying? Our days is numbered. You know what I'm saying? We're set. We're older. We're set. Some of us a little older, but we're set. And so it's on the people that's coming up. Like, take for instance, like the stuff that they took out of school. They took the prayer out of school, the Pledge of Allegiance out of school. They took the discipline out of school. They took all the shit out of school. So it's on it's on us to lead our generation. I mean, our kids, you know, to a better promised land. We got to lead them to a promised land that we're not going to ever see.
Right.
That's what we got to do.
I was thinking more so like, as a community, we need to get together and fix our own community and stop expecting other people to do it for us.
Buy back the block.
I understand buying back the block, but I feel like one thing that I feel like we as a people have way more power than we fucking act like. I feel like we act like these helpless, just miserable, like damsels in distress is what I feel like we act like sometimes. And I understand that there's a system against us, and I understand that this shit is not easy. But it's just like, when I think about, like, and you read about stories of, like, the minorities, like Hispanics, black people, even, like, some type of, like Ethiopia, like, these places that have been, like, oppressed, like, these are like warriors. These are like, there's histories of warriors being triumphant and like being like powerful people. And it's just like, when you hear about us, it's just like, oh, we're just so mistreated. And it's like, we are mistreated. I promise we are. I understand it. I see it. Like, I deal with that shit a lot, bro. My wife sees it on a regular how it happens to me. Like, I deal with it on a regular basis. But I feel like we as a people have way more power than we act like, and we need to unite in some way, shape, or form. I don't know how, but somehow I feel like I don't know if I'm crazy or I'm tripping, but I think we have the power within us to do and fix our own condition. Am I crazy for thinking that?
No, you're not.
So you say we got to bridge the gap, basically?
I think so, but it's just like, for me, it's like say they do pass a law, like, okay, white people need to stop treating black people like this. Are you really gonna trust that shit?
No, bro.
For me, it's like, why do you expect other people to treat you like I expect people to treat us with some type of respect because we're human and just basic dignity. I understand that, but it's like, I have zero expectations of white people. Zero. I don't expect a white person to be like, oh, he has to respect me, he has to like me. I've had white people at work tell me they don't like black people. They've told me they're racist. They've told me. They've been raised to be like that. Like, they've word for word told me that shit. And so for me, it's like, what you want me to do? You want me to beat this nigga up now because he told me that? Nigga, fuck that nigga. I don't care about what he think. And I told him straight up. I was like, he was like, I don't want you to hate me for it. And I was like, nigga. I was like, bro, I don't fucking hate you, bro. I can't hate people. But if your opinions or your values have ever endangered my life or make me feel threatened, I promise I cannot tell you, or don't judge me for my response, motherfucker. That's basically what I said.
Feeding the food.
Summary, motherfucker.
That's the thing. We are gonna be judged twice, right?
But it's like I don't
You're
like.
on Earth and.
But it's always
because these bum ass niggas wanna lock us
but
in certain ways.
I think it goes back to even those videos that you were saying we post and shit. It's just like, who gives a fuck? Yes, these motherfuckers. Like, yes, there's racist people.
Right.
Absolutely, there's racist people.
There's all type of racist people.
I feel like a lot of the energy we put into some of the other shit we do, nigga, if we put that into developing these, like something, a business, actually community, an actual plan
right.
to present to a presidential candidate so they can give us something. You know what I mean? Give us something for our vote. We the type of people where they ain't really even got to give us shit, but we gonna vote for them motherfuckers.
How about just not give them a plan at all? We don't
mean?
need to give them a plan. We built America in the first. We don't have to give them nothing.
That's not gonna happen. That's not even real though.
You can't get it.
That's what I'm saying.
That's not gonna work.
See, that's what I'm saying.
That's not gonna work.
See, then,
So what I'm saying is,
that ain't gonna work. Then ain't nothing gonna work. Then this plan shit ain't no plan because nigga, at the end of the day, if you not taking action on,
There's a lot of black people taking action.
On what?
As far as like, what do you mean?
What are they taking action on? What are they providing for the communities?
There's a lot of
the same Boys and Girls Clubs, the same fundraisers for you to get your food on Sundays and Mondays, the same bullshit, the same shit. You telling me they could do that, but they can't talk to a person who got $1 billion, who's African American, and can't fund something here in America, but could go to another country and fund $1 billion. That's the type of shit we talking about right now. We're not talking about civil African Americans. We talking about fuck Africans Americans. That's what we talking about. That's really what we talking about. And when I use y'all rules, this is why I get mad. You feel me? About my culture. You feel me? I watched a couple of videos, still on the videos. You feel me? About motherfuckers. This nigga ended up doing some crazy ass shit. I don't know if y'all seen it. The nigga ended up throwing like an orange or some like ice on a fucking Mexican dude. On the internet, on the corner, like he's selling corn or whatever. Nigga just do on some comedy shit and just, you know what I mean? It just was like, nigga, it was one of them things where it's just like, nigga, that's this shit on top of this killing shit, on top of this Trump shit, on top of multiple shit where it's just like, we got fuck niggas, and then we got African Americans who gonna handle business. I would call myself an African American, I would call you African American, call you African American, because we would handle ourselves in that positive light if it was to be there. We also would handle it in a negative light if it was to be there. It just depends on who the leader was. But we don't need no fucking like leader. We just need to come together as a unit, like you were saying. But is the dividance is what you was talking about, is what I'm talking about. The same thing is that's why I brought the example of the dividance, my nigga. If you got niggas doing that type of shit, what makes you think that this nigga Ahmad should not get shot? We don't know what this nigga did a week ago. We have no fucking idea because this nigga just made a fucking video of him dying now. We have no fucking idea what the fuck he did a month ago. 2 months, we have no idea. That's why I said in our city, it's just common. It is what it. We really know what niggas did. It's finna come back around in 3 days to a week ago to about 2 weeks later, and it's finna go down. It's what's finna happen. That's how this shit go. Now, outside world, we don't fucking know. We just don't know. So what I'm bringing back to is just like, hey, bro, as a unit, Until motherfuckers.
You're saying, time out, let me cut you off. You're saying you don't know what type of energy that nigga put into the world a week ago or a month ago or a year ago. So who are we to say if that nigga really decided to die or not?
Right, but
You're saying,
so
you're basically saying God don't make no mistakes.
Yeah.
On a bigger scale.
Yeah, is what I'm saying, but that's
kind of scary.
But what I'm trying to say is, at the end of the day, what I.
All right.
That hold on. That was a good one. I do want to put my 2 cents in this. Hold on. Hey, that.
Yeah, right.
That'll make that nigga think like, you really don't know what this nigga was doing right beforehand. You know what I'm saying? Anybody though, not just we just use.
You talking about like any situation?
Yeah, any situation.
Not just old
not
boy.
just him. That's why I said we just
no
use
disrespect
him.
to him or his family condolences.
We just use him as an example because he's current. He's current. But we mean it in the light of just all around, just like damn, like we don't know what nobody was doing. So you can just hope that they was right with they maker. You know what I mean?
Do you believe in reincarnation?
I was gonna say that a while back when you brought up a topic that like in the after. Yeah. Like that's what you said.
The spirits don't die.
You said if there was no death, then what there would be no religion, right? So at the end of the day, there is death, and what we also worship in our country is the Egyptians, which who built the Egyptian temples and the rest of the bullshit. Yeah, I'm talking about and created the structures of our societies. And what we go down to the being is they told you to worship a God. That's just it. They didn't say worship me. They said worship a God. So if you don't worship a God in the afterlife, who do you belong to? Who do your soul belong to? So you have to.
Why does your soul have to belong to somebody?
Because God created all. If we believe, I believe in the Most High. So He created all. Them niggas. God doesn't.
What do you mean? Because
that's just you feel me?
No, I get it. I understand God created all, but it's just like.
All right, God created all, right? And then when we look at deities and like demons and shit like that, God told us to battle against them for a specific reason because He created them. They were created for a specific reason. Now the battle between God and them has nothing to do with us. Now, the battle between us and them has everything to do with God, though. That's why He said, believe in us. Believe in Him, you feel me? So when you talk about the afterlife, God created a afterlife, a place for them niggas to go, not us. That place was never for us. But since we ate off this tree of knowledge, now we have the wisdom to know what that afterlife place is. That's why I said the Egyptian people gave you the knowledge to believe in a God. They gave you 13 gods to believe in. And then the Most High told you don't believe in none of them niggas because they not me. So then that's who do you believe in? So nigga, when you die, nigga, you just died, nigga. That's why nobody really, it is what it is when you die, but that's why I said
So going back to Ahmed though, you saying it was written for that nigga to die before them white people killed him.
In my eyes, just because the world is just in a toxic place.
That's crazy.
But why would he have to die tragic death like that though?
To wake people up.
That nigga fucking Breeze had to leave again. I think that nigga was trying not to fall asleep. I think I'm living this shit.
Breeze, we on you. You know your eyes was low.
Nigga, it was night time, Grandpa.
We know your munchies kicked in.
It's love, nigga. We'll see you. We'll see you on the 16th, bro.
Yeah, that's some business. We on you, though.
But bro, I don't know. I think that's kind of wild to say though. That everybody that dies, God already planned to die. There was this dude. I reference a lot of people. Like a lot of the things I say are from certain people. Like that one where I said, you can look at my shirt, and without moving your mouth, you can say the color. Whatever I said, I got that, and I heard that from KRS-One. And he's like the ultimate teacher. A lot of people don't like that nigga, you know what I mean? But for me, I fuck with him, and I think for me, I take a little bit from a little bit of everybody, you know what I mean? There's some shit that a lot of people say, I don't fuck with that shit. There's some shit that you might say that I fuck with. But at the end of the day, that shit gotta sit right with my spirit. And if it don't, I just don't fuck with it. You know what I mean? As far as, so that means that like, I'm gonna go off on this deep end, and we're gonna wrap it up after this. But so that would essentially mean that like people that get hit by drunk drivers, or people that get shot on accident, or innocent bystanders, or people that have been like doing really good for the community end up getting like shot, like for instance, like that means like Nipsey Hussle was meant to get killed, Tupac was meant to die, Biggie was meant to die, and it was like none of them was older than 30, or Nipsey might have been 30, like 32 or something like that, but like Pac was like 25, Biggie was like 24, 20 something I think. So for me it's like, that's a very broad, that's a bold statement, nigga.
Man, this is all I do know. You know what I'm talking about? I can't speak on God. You know what I'm talking about? I'm just gonna speak what God said. This is Ephesians chapter 1, verse 1.
You know I don't really fuck with the Bible like that, no way, nigga.
Listen,
no, we
man,
quote me that shit.
Well, I want you to know how great a struggle I have for you and for those, and for all who have not seen me face to face, that their hearts may be encouraged, being knit together in love, to reach all the riches of full assurance of understanding in the knowledge of God's mystery, which is Christ, in whom are hidden all the treasures of wisdom and knowledge. I say to this in order that no one may delude you with plausible arguments. For though I am absent in body, yet I am with you in spirit, rejoicing to see you. Good order and the firmness of your faith in Christ. Not to read it clear up, I have to read it again. Because I just read it out loud without reading it.
No, you fine, bro.
That to me in general, because look, this is what I'm saying.
So basically, so for me, basically,
but I don't believe in Christianity like you said too. That's why I said we can exit out the Christ part as far as like Christianity.
The story still happened though.
Yeah, the story still happened. But
I believe. I'm not saying. I don't. All right. I fuck with that. I'm not saying. All right, I fuck with that statement. Absolutely. I'm not saying. I don't know.
Because
we
know for sure they flipped the Bible.
Right.
But I do know for a fact King James was black.
Alright, back to that. I didn't know it was going back to that so soon, but check this out. You said King James rewrote the Bible so we could understand it. The King James version is the hard motherfucker to read. That's the one that be using all the fucking technical language. That's a hard shit. That shit ain't easy for us to understand. What you mean?
I don't know. It's easy for me to. I don't know.
The King James version was the one that always had the red writing in it because Jesus was always talking. Nigga.
I don't believe in. Man, look. I try to read through all of them. To be honest.
The chapters in the Bible.
Yeah, I try to all the books. You know, you feel me? NIV, you feel me, etc. Like I try to read through all of them, and I try to adapt them to what was said in this doctrine, to like the Book of Enoch, to other books, you know what I mean? And then I'll be like, okay, this is what it is. You feel me? That's why I couldn't back down to the black, them Israelites. You feel me? I had to like bow down. Like, oh, okay, because I was such on a Christianity point. Like, nigga, that ain't what the Bible do say that. But our preachers ain't never preached in that way. They ain't never not preached in that way. But what they do preach in is, oh, God forgive all.
It's like submissive.
God forgive all things. No, God forgive not all things. Where the fuck did you read that at? No, he don't. And then when you read the scripture full hand in hand, because it's just like in life and it's just like how you tell a story. You can't really tell a story without going, oh, April 22nd. 1978, oh, 1992, oh, 2003, oh, remember 2011, I beat the nigga, same nigga I beat up. You can't go through a whole story without really telling of the dates of. So when you go through the Bible, it's the same way. It's the whole person's life, or a life that he is telling you that actually happened in this time. That's what I'm saying. So like if you read it like that and you just read it, it's explaining whatever. The difference is what do you believe in? That's where the story changes. What do you believe in? Is if you believe in this, then it makes sense. If you believe not in that and you just got a substance of that, it won't make no sense because you're gonna get confused between principalities. What's
For me, I feel like I have a decent understanding of the Bible, mostly because I grew up in the church. I used to be able to quote you scripture, but for me, it's just like I can't get down with what Christian, like just even how they move, like you know what I mean. Christians are super judgy.
It's weird.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Weird.
And then like for me, it's just like. I don't know, bro. I like I said, the Bible, the Quran is older than the Bible, isn't it?
I don't know. We can look it up and see if it's fact.
I
can't
think
speak without.
I think the Quran is older than the Bible.
Before we start speaking about like actual like.
Hey Siri, is the Quran older than the Bible?
Quran was formed in 632.
I don't know.
When was
I
the
think
Bible formed?
I don't know. But I don't know.
Let's look it up. When was the Bible formed?
Siri, when was the Bible formed?
I found this on the web.
Siri, how old is the Bible?
I found this on the web.
The motherfucker something like they don't even got a date. They can't even tell you how old that motherfucker is. It's just old. They had a specific
The
date.
King James Version was 1611. Well, when did they say the Bible?
The Bible is old, man. I don't know, man. That shit is old, bro.
I
It's the
believe-
Hebrew Bible first. It's the
Right.
original Bible. That shit is old, bro. It's
Right.
3 people that took over Israel,
I see
bro.
what you.
Like,
Yeah.
that shit is old.
Yeah, we talking about that book. We talking about back. You talking about like back
Yeah,
when the shit
bro.
was stolen.
It's old, bro. Like that's what I'm saying, bro.
Okay.
Like, nigga, it's
You talking about like
old.
14 BC,
You can't tell me a
13.
fucking book that old still told you about books that wasn't even it's fitted. Bro, come on, my nigga. The truth is.
But how would they be able to talk about? How would the Bible be able to talk about Muhammad and the Quran if it wasn't invented yet?
It is written and it's already talked about for Abraham and it was.
No, but what I'm saying is like, how do you talk?
To me, that's my understanding. I can't say. I can't
In the Bible, they mention there's certain parts I know where they mention and they're speaking of Muhammad, and there's certain parts I think where like they mention the Quran or something like that. So for me, it's like, how do you speak of these people if that shit didn't exist or?
It did exist in the Old Testament.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know shit.
Their
bro.
heritage existed
That-
in the Old Testament.
This is why I want to have people come on and actually give us some knowledge.
Oh, I
about
said
this
you
shit.
got the preacher dude, right?
I got the pastor
Yeah,
coming on.
He can tell you it's 3 religions that's been
Right,
here from
and-
the beginning of time.
Right,
God created
right.
them.
But for me, it's like, how do you?
That's what it is.
But that's not what he's preaching, though. He's not preaching that old
And
shit.
that's why I said earlier. That's why I said, oh, I had to bow down to Israelites because that's what they are preaching. They telling that people be denying the fact. Oh, you just I was just the same way. I'm like, oh, you black nigga, you shut up, bro. You sound dumb as fuck. What are you talking? No, in reality, they preaching the same shit. It's just that simple fact they are breaking it down into. No, you are a black person. You are Hispanic. You Indian. You feel me? You Latino. You belong to this heritage right here. People's culture belong to this heritage. You feel me? Shorty, they belong to this heritage. You feel me? That's what I'm saying. Like they already was created. The Bible talk about them in Genesis. He talk about them in Acts. He talk about them in John. It's all talked about. That's what I'm saying. And these is before the New Testament. That's what I'm saying. This is not even in the New Testament. The New Testament talk about everything in the Bronze Age, everything in our age right now.
Do the Israelites say why Christians, or do they know why Christians usually, or a certain type of Christians only go by the New Testament? Why is the Old Testament not? Why is the
Spoke upon?
Nah, it's just like sometimes I remember there's like certain things where they says the Bible says like don't eat shellfish, don't mix your fabrics, you're only supposed to wear this, you're supposed to eat venison, you're not supposed to, you know what I mean? Like there's certain things in the Bible it tells you not to do, and a lot of Christians are like, oh, well, that's the Old Testament. Like what does that mean? That's probably a question I should have for the pastor.
I was about to be like, I can answer it. Maybe he could break it down in the further light. From my knowledge, we can eat whatever we want to now. For in the first world, we couldn't do that. We in the second world now. Like it's not like we can eat whatever we want to. That's why the argument between vegan and not being vegan. You can eat whatever you want to now. It's the same. It's gonna be the same outcome. To be honest.
No. So basically, what the argument for veganism is you shouldn't want to harm or kill anything that's living.
And that's the principles of God. God didn't, and animals used to eat fruit. We all used to eat fruit, and that's what we used to eat. We didn't eat meat except for the chicken that He gave us, which we sacrificed for Him. We don't sacrifice doves and all that weird ass shit. That's what I'm saying. We still eat chicken. Like we still eat the things that He actually gave us. The extra stuff that they put on the plate. Majority of the world, or black people, don't eat that shit, and we never really did. So it just is what it is. And then we got the bottom food. So you feel me, and pig and the rest of the shit because now we in them. That's just all on the topic. But at the end of the day, God gave us the structure how to live in the beginning of the world. We refuse to live that way. God, what's up with it?
Sorry. So for me, I'm gonna kind of go back to what we were talking about. Jump back to before. Because you made me think of it. We got the bottom of the bottom. So for me, when I was saying that I feel like sometimes the culture, we seem like we're like damsels in distress. It's like, for me, we're the type of people that can take something that's nasty and gross, as pig intestines, chicken wings, pig ribs, pork, and turn it into a motherfucking delicacy. We make that into something beautiful. Right. Where everybody around the world wants to eat that shit. Rap music, that was made from struggle. We took our struggles, turned that shit into $1 billion industry. Right. That's what we as a community have done. That's what we turned our struggle to. Right. Since rap music was invented, I don't know when, I'm probably wrong, but I think it was like the late 80s, late 70s, early 80s.
Like 76.
Something like that. So
I think even later than that. I think like 70s.
I think it was like late 70s, bro. I don't know exactly when. But when are we, or as a people, are going to take our struggle that we going through now? When are we going to invent our hip hop? When are we going to create our soul food? What is going to be our soul food? What's going to be our next hip hop? Because it's not it for us. Like, what as a community can we come together to do to create something out of our struggle? Because that's what I know us to be. Turn struggle into triumph, nigga. Not this, oppressed, I'm fucking sorry, they're treating me bad. It's like, yeah, nigga, they treat me bad, but we still on top, nigga. That's what I know us as. So for me, it's just weird to see us like almost just like, oh, let's go march and make videos and have people feel sorry for us. That's what I see it as. I'm not saying it's not wrong, and I'm not saying that the world shouldn't know about it. But I just feel that us as a people can just do something else with our energy, bro. And I hope that's a better way to explain it, because before I don't feel like I explained it well. But that's what
There's definitely a better way to...
Because,
you know,
what is our new soul food, nigga? What is our new hip-hop as a community?
My normal self want to be like, God! Then the second side of me want to be like, okay, y'all gotta realize that y'all still equal to one another. When we can look at each other like man to man.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. So it's unity is what is when we can unite as a people is when we can create our next.
So I can look at you
and
right,
our
right
next
now
hip hop,
and be like,
our next.
not jealous that you got a podcast, not jealous that you got this going on, not jealous you got good credit. When we can look at each other and be like, that's my nigga, you feel me? Like, let's get it. How can I help you do this shit? You feel me? Until you niggas can do that type of shit, that's out. That's out because the niggas trying to take what you got at all times.
You know what's crazy is like that's how I even came up with the name. I've told y'all how I came up with the name, but it's just like.
Then I be saying nigga a lot, but it's not just nigga. It's individuals, people in general.
I know, bro. You straight. I understand what you're saying. But when we can unite as a people is when we create our next hip hop, and until we stop oppressing each other. Because I feel like we keep each other down a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like we do a lot to ourselves.
Than they do to us.
I don't know.
No, literally.
I wouldn't go there.
Literally, bro. If you literally could walk down the street, bro, let's take a gangbang hood for right now. Let's take that for general. And
don't say that hood, please.
Huh?
Don't say that hood. Just say.
I'm not gonna say no hoods. I'm just gonna say let's just take a hood for example, or let's take a general place where everybody be at, and you feel me, and you know you can't really maneuver how you want to move. The bus is out of the question. The bitch is out. You gotta have your own whip, nigga. That shit is out of the question. All right, so let's just take that in general. All right, if we can be in that certain environment, which is our environments in majority of America. So, yeah, we got suburban areas where.
Do you feel like sometimes we create those environments? Because I feel like
this is what I'm getting at.
Okay.
Like, yeah, this is what I'm getting at.
Okay.
Like, okay, so like,
right.
if we got this environment and we like turned up all the time, if we still could go out every day, party, drink, get lit, knock females, sell, we can do whatever. But why can't we don't have that much knowledge is what I'm getting to it, like is what I'm saying. I'm getting to it. Why don't we have enough knowledge to be like, okay, this side of the city is different from that side of the city, yeah. That side of the city is different. What makes us all equal? We all the same skin tone, we all in the same population, we all getting the same type of money, we all got the same structure of values, and our families give a fuck about us rather than the outside world. So that's 5 things that, name 5 things that is common. That's 5 things that's in common that we can all actually relate on. Whether you black, white, it doesn't matter.
But those are things that we have going for us that should be able to uplift us.
And this is what I'm saying. Why you can't go to the next hood? That's what I was saying. I was bringing the hood up. Like, why you can't go to the next hood and then be like, hey, I still got the same work. This is why I was using an example. Well, I got the same work. Woo. Let's all get some money. Let's get some money. You still do your thing on your side. You still do your thing on your side. You still do your thing on your side. And let's build a structure where it's like nobody outside, even if nobody, how I feel is, even if blacks in general didn't give a fuck about the blacks in, let's use our state. Portland didn't give a fuck about the blacks in Seattle, give a fuck about people in California. Alright, that's cool, whatever, fuck it. This is the example I'm using. It's just the example I'm using as far as like, alright, use your state then, motherfuckers. At least unify your fucking state.
Yeah.
You feel me? Unify your state to where it's a structure where, okay, nobody outside of fucking Oregon or Portland, I should say, can come in. You can't come in here unless you check in with everybody. Because everybody is a social gap. Everybody got to say so. It ain't no nigga in the city that really got no say. Everybody got to say so because at the end of the day, I don't live over there, nigga. I've never lived on that side of the city. I've traveled through there. But nigga, I don't live over there. I never have. I know everything about my city. Come on my back end. That's what I'm saying. Like, so until motherfuckers can look at each other.
I feel like that's like an unspoken thing though already. Like,
it's not.
But like for instance, like.
That's why I tried to use the simplest form as being like the hood. We could use it in a bigger structure, but I was just like, because we talking about us, and that's like the bottom,
Basically, I just said that I feel like there's a lot as a people we can do to change our own situations. And so basically you said that we do more to ourselves than other people do to oppress us. And I disagree with that because
How?
as far as like
What do they really do? No.
bro, as
no.
far as like being able to advance in life, you
What
can't-
do they really
how
do,
hard,
bro?
how easy is it for you to go get a bank loan?
We don't have to go do that. This is what my thinking is. That's what I'm saying. We shouldn't have to think like that, bro. We shouldn't have to think that we should go to the fucking bank that we created in the first place to get a fucking.
That's unlogical though.
Why is that not unlogical?
Because that's never gonna happen. We gotta think
And
about.
this is where it come back to the
Wait,
I and I
wait.
thing, where billionaires though, okay, and millionaires and thousandaires and people in their own bracket. That's why I try to use the simplest for them as the hood until we get. Why the fuck do I gotta have a kilo woody whoop come over to your spot and still try to rob you for your money that you giving straight up for me? You know what I'm talking about? And I'm with you, and then or you vice versa. Then the rest of that's why that's why I was trying to use the simplest form and being like, okay, because we at the bottom and most America black people is at the bottom. Then there's a suburban neighborhood. Then that's kind of structured different because that's us as in me and you getting out and we trying to find something different for our kids.
Whole, minorities are usually placed in a way lower economic position and held there based off of being oppressed. It's not by choice, and so that's where I'm saying like, yeah.
When is it? All right, my fault, brother.
No, go ahead.
All right, when is it gonna stop being their fault? You feel me?
I agree with that statement. No. By no means am I saying that we need to stop blaming other people for our own positions. I agree with that statement 100%.
For me,
but I'm not gonna sit here and say that we do more to ourselves than they do to us. I disagree because I live that shit. I go through.
I do too.
I go through racial.
Look at my skin tone. Let's compare it right now. Who go through it more?
Not because.
Who go through it more? Let's.
Why? Because you're darker than me.
Bro, who go through it more?
I got like a red skin.
The only reason why we be in a contest right now because you got tattoos. So now you look like you a threat. You look like you more of a threat now. Bro, you more innocent than I am by the tone. Just by the tone. And you more innocent anyway because you like talking to everybody. And like you get real shit. And motherfucker, you get along with everybody. And nigga, I don't it's hard for me.
No, but what do you mean? I mean, no.
Bro, ever since I know you, bro, everybody know Yogi, man. Everybody know.
Everybody knows me, but how many people
Because you're not a person that's going to try to judge people and fucking do extra ass shit. Bro, you get along with everybody. That's
usually, a lot of niggas don't like me though, bro.
But that's from other shit. That's not from motherfucking just you being normal. And that's from other shit.
Yeah.
And that's what I said. That's why I was trying to use the example of the lowest. Like, nigga, we all from the... Alright, but nigga, we can't help where the fuck we from. But until we can, if, just like Breeze was saying earlier, that in the left, he was like, until we have that structure of leaders, like us, like we lead by example. Until they start leading by example, ain't nobody finna follow nothing. There ain't no pecking, there's a pecking order in life, and there's levels to this shit, and until, I don't want to call people out because we ain't been the...
I feel like one way we can start is by changing the narrative of us as a people, and I feel like that starts with, we need to open and broaden our minds in the way we think.
Alright, let me ask you this question right now. If you had $1 million, what would you do with it right now?
The first thing I would do, pay off everything that I have I would pay off all my debt first. First thing I would do is anything that I have a monthly bill on or that I'm like leasing or have payments on, I would pay that completely off. I would then go I would look for, hopefully, to buy a down payment on a house, but I would hopefully try to own the land that the house was on also. And whatever I had left, I would hopefully try to create some passive income with it. But there probably wouldn't be very much left, but I would try to create some type of hustle. That could be buying something on fucking Amazon for super cheap or in China and finding a fucking market and selling that shit. But I would try to I would try to elevate my life and become more secure. I don't know, that's probably stupid and lame, but if I had $1 million, I would pay off all my debt, hopefully buy a house with some land that the house is on, and hopefully try to create some passive income of some sort. I don't know, that's a lot to do with $1 million, but that's what I would try to do. I think I could do it. Is that whack?
No.
Was I supposed to buy a benzo?
No, that's what most average Americans think when they
I feel like a lot of black people don't think like that though.
I said most average.
And I feel like once
Americans
we
think
as a
like that.
people think like that,
I was finna be like, I was gonna ask you one more question because I was like, I love that shit because I was feeling the same way until about a couple of months ago. Real shit. That's why I was asking you this shit. Like, alright, because I know you would answer it. There goes bitch ass niggas.
nigga, I want a Lamborghini, I want a grill and a diamond chain.
Like, bro, you already you set for failure automatically. You feel me? You already lost. Like, what you bro? Don't invest in this shit. Bro, so get out of my face, bro. For real, bro.
We should be laughing at that.
Nah, cause it's real, bro. That shit is really real, bro. People crazy, bro. That's why I was like, that's why I asked you, like, cause people don't even have that game enough to be like, this is what I would do with $1 million just to get myself, if not invest into some other things, this is what I would do to get settled, that I own at least my property and what I got going future wise. You know what I mean? Most people don't like to invest. You gotta pay off your credit and the rest of your shit. Like,
absolutely. I mean, you don't necessarily have to.
At a certain
idea, so the idea of credit essentially is you want to be able to have $10,000 of a credit, like what is that shit called? When you have available credit, when you go in and you check on your fucking credit thing, it'll say that you have $10,000 worth of credit you can use, and a certain percentage of that is used. So say you have $10,000 of credit, but you've only used 2,500 of that. That's what, 25%. So if you've only used 25%, you're still good, and your credit's not really getting hit. The idea is to have a bunch of. You want people to be like, oh, you pay your bills, here goes some free money. But you don't want to be able to use it all. Does that make sense? So once you get to a certain level of your credit, people will start giving you free money. And that's what credit essentially is. And so basically you take that money and you can start turning that into like profit.
Like how you walk to the store and you go to, you're like, I ain't got the extra 75 cents, $1, and they give it to you anyway. And you be like, I'll be back. And they see you again, that's how you start building credit. You do it again and again. Like, hey, I ain't even got that. I'ma just get
This nigga,
I got you next time.
I mean, I
That's
guess
what you mean.
that's some hood ass shit.
Because you explained it in another way, so I was like, I had to break it down as in like,
I mean, kind of.
yeah, you know your credit, you know what I mean? Like, shorty be like, hey, what do you want? Let me borrow your car. You feel me? I got her on credit.
You
Remember that one time I let you borrow my
yeah,
car?
I guess, yeah, that worked.
My credit. Man, my credit. Let's build it up.
This nigga wild.
I was like, nigga, I might as well explain it like that because the way you explained it was dope. I like that.
So, but I do agree that we do as a people. I feel like as soon as we can change our mindset, we will slowly but surely start to create our own security in life. And I feel like as a people, I feel like we just, it's weird to see us just so like, woe is me. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't never known us to be like that as a people. So, like, that's kind of really my two takes on the situation and the state of the world. I feel like it's fucked up that cops are killing people, and wait, so, no, I feel like it's fucked up that cops are killing people.
It is what it is, man. That's how. That's.
I didn't really say anything. Sorry to cut you off, but I didn't say this one thing.
What's up with it?
I feel like if we as a people know cops are killing us for little to nothing, I feel like we as a people
have to stop. That sounds so wrong to say this, but it's just like, I'm not saying give them a reason, but it's just like, we gotta play chess, bro. We playing checkers. Checkers, it's this emotional ass, oh, they fucking killed us, let's go protest and march. I'm not saying it doesn't work, because I think that's why the father and son ended up getting locked up anyway. It was because of the videos and people making commotion about it, people protesting. So I'm not saying it's not effective, but what I'm saying is like,
Everything.
we just got, I feel like as a community, we need to pull together and start playing fucking chess, bro. Because this emotional ass retaliation ain't getting us no motherfucking way. We need to fucking step the fuck back, evaluate the situation, and fucking let's play ball, baby. Let's get this shit. Like, it's weird. It's weird to me. It's weird to see us so, like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Am I wrong to feel like that?
No. I feel the same way. We just explained it in two different ways. I feel the exact same way. Like, wait a minute. I'm just, you feel me? I'm ready to go to war, bro. It's really how I feel, bro. That's just where I'm at with myself.
I'm not with violence. I don't support going out and doing no violence.
I wouldn't call it like violence though. I wouldn't call it like, oh, okay, everybody got a gun and start smacking shit. I'm just ready to go to war as in like intelligently, as in like everybody move as the one unit. Hey, this is the shit that's going on. This is how it needs to happen. Hey, we got black activists over here.
Bro.
We got black athletes right here. We got black movies. We got it all going on. Okay, we got the lower bottom right here. Like, you niggas get your act together too. You get your act together too. You feel me? Cause
how can we help the people? So at one point in time, I was actually talking to you and Breeze before we actually started recording. How when I started to change the way that I think. How sometimes I catch myself almost turning my nose up at people that don't think similar. I think that's a very bad quality that I have, and I'm trying to not let that consume me, because I feel like a lot of African Americans, that's where you end up coming with your Uncle Ruckuses, I feel like, you know what I mean? Like, they done grown up and, like, realize shit, but, like, fuck niggers, you know what I mean? It's your fault. You do it to yourself. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I mean? So I mean, like, I'm not saying that that's what I'm gonna become, but I'm saying, like, as I've started to think different, I've kind of started to shape the way that I see people that don't share the similar views or the similar wants, and I think that's wrong. And so what I'm asking is, what can we do to not turn our nose up, but to get them to not necessarily change the way they think, but how do we encourage them that, I think some people just don't think we have it in us. I think it's like too far gone, I feel like some people think.
Who are we trying to convince, though?
The lower people that you saying, you keep saying
It's
lower
easy
bracket.
to convince
You
us.
say you keep saying
saying.
lower bracket, and I'm saying that you saying lower bracket and me sitting here turning my nose up is the same thing. And what I'm saying is, instead of saying that they're at a lower bracket, or me sitting here turning my nose up because of the way they think, really people to think different, but to see that we do have that power within. Is that too hard of a question? Like, how do we motivate people to, like, realize, like, niggas is really handcrafted? Like, how do I get people to really see that they have the same power that I had to pull myself up? Like, how do I?
It's easy. Like,
it's not though. It's not.
If we could,
bro.
Look.
Bro, time out. No, fuck that. That's offensive to me, nigga. Because I went through some shit to get to where I am right now. Was not easy.
Alright, me too though.
I'm not saying it was. You the one that just said that shit.
So alright, so look, that's what I said.
I mean, don't say that shit easy, nigga. Fuck out of here.
Alright, but look, the way we going about it is in a way. If there was another structure, is the point that we talking about this whole shit anyway. That's what I'm saying. The way we going about it is in a way to please certain people, because it's like, alright, I don't really be like that, bro. I mean, nigga, I'm trying to, nigga, what's happening?
Right.
You feel me? But like, I could easily just be like, okay, you feel me? Like, I understand what the situation is. Let me get a hold of my senses. Let me slow down how I'm talking. That's why I was like, let me curse a little bit. But
I think that's why I created the podcast. The podcast was to kind of like show that there's like we didn't grow up in the hood because there's no real hood in Portland, and I never really understood that shit until that nigga Roy showed me around Chicago a little bit.
I didn't really understand, but I understood how our structure. I understood how our layout is. Our layout, so that shit don't count. The East Coast don't count. That shit doesn't count for Oregon or Seattle. Like
But even ain't there real hoods in Seattle though?
nah,
There's hoods in there's places I heard in Seattle where cops don't even go.
man, that shit is the same layout as Portland. It's all the same fucking layout.
Cops got this shit on lock now.
It's the difference is the more black. It's more black people. More black people in these fucking.
I think Seattle's bigger than Portland though.
It
the
is,
population.
and then on top of that, they got Tacoma. They got other cities. No, they got other cities.
We ain't,
around
yeah, they got other black people. We only got Portland.
The next city
Nah,
is
you right.
Eugene.
Right.
And that's
Not
everybody
Eugene,
that
nigga,
made
you
it out
talking
of Portland to be like, oh, we went to college. Because you can go out of state. Like, all right, whatever, nigga, you went to college.
That's
That's what's
funny.
up. I fuck with you. I was at the parties too. We was getting it in. That's what's up. But at the end of the day, fucking, what I'm saying is like our structure and our layout, it's a whole lot different. Not that I'm condoning any of this nonsense. Because our shit is ridiculous at the end of the day. Because our structure is, like I said, but if you under our banner,
I think
that was created.
I feel like our city sometimes, no disrespect to nobody else's, I feel like sometimes our shit can be a little more dangerous because there's no
That's
hood.
what I'm saying.
Because
you
like
can't
nigga, it really
go nowhere.
Nigga, it really goes down
You
where
can't-
the fuck ever, nigga.
You
The
can't-
mall,
you can't
the
go-
fucking
can't go
funerals,
nowhere. It's
like
too small for
so
all
it's
that
like
shit.
there's no real hood anymore. So it's like
Everybody know each other.
if niggas really got funk and they really gonna get down, nigga, they gonna do that shit right fucking where the fuck they at.
Cause
So
we don't know, nigga, you gonna be in hiding for the next 2-3 months, my nigga. Cause you know damn well, nigga, if you step outside, my nigga, you don't have no choice but to travel to these roads and whoopty whoop 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 whoop. And guess what, nigga? Yeah, so nigga,
I somewhat
stay your ass in the house.
I somewhat agree with that.
Like-
And in other places, there's like safe havens essentially.
Like nigga, what? Yeah.
Yo, hood, your safe
Yeah,
haven.
nigga, like you get to be under a big ass banner, being like, what do you?
And you know everybody on that block got your back,
Yeah,
and if
nigga,
something happened,
get
nigga,
the fuck
old
outta
granny
here, bro.
down the street know to call so and so's coming. Like, okay, I see what you
It's
mean.
just different.
Here, nigga, you might get down, nigga. It's just you, and that's it, nigga. You better hope somebody call the
You
police.
feel me? It's just you, my nigga, cause there ain't no real life. It's more. We got more clicks. You feel me?
Yeah,
And that's why I wish niggas started.
You know what's
really
funny
doing
though?
it.
Is
It's
all the
time to start
clicks
banging-
though.
banging the
All the
whole
clicks
hood
is
thing.
low key like really with it though.
That's what I'm saying. I said I'd rather niggas start doing that click thing, how the Bay do they shit, and it just be a click thing because that's how our shit is set up. It's through sections, like, nigga, alright, you go to the north, it's the north. Nigga, you come to the north, it's the northeast. You go over this south. Nigga, there is no in between. So it's like, nigga, just do your turf thing. Nigga, y'all acting like this gang banging shit is going too far as like, how the fuck, you know this nigga. If you're saying, you niggas ain't really beefing about no money, you feel me? That's how I feel
So,
about
watching
a lot of shit in the world. I'm not just gonna say my city.
We gonna get off of gang banging, but cause I don't gang
we
bang.
weren't talking about
I don't
gang
think
banging.
you do, but so there's one thing.
Okay, no politics for me. You feel
So
me?
for one thing, I did hear Nipsey Hussle saying he was like, if you're not actively gang banging, you're not a gang member. How do you feel about that? Because he was saying like, it's weird to hear niggas down in New York talking about 60s and they ain't never been to fucking 60th Street in California. It's like, how are you from the hood if you ain't really never went to the hood? How do you, like, most Muslims go, I think he said some shit like most Muslims go to Mecca at least once.
At least once, yeah, you gotta visit the
So for me, it's like, here it's just like, I don't know, niggas is really gangbanging here, so I ain't even gonna say that. I don't even know what I'm talking about, nigga.
But that's why I remember, that's why I said you can't count Chicago, Texas, and New York and all that shit. Them niggas don't count, to be honest. To me, they count as far as like, nigga, oh, yeah, they count. They doing their thing and what do. But as far as the West, is the I-5 go straight up and down. That's only 20 hours.
And everything. When I was in Montebello,
It's
California,
not like
when I was in Montebello, it was like 20 hours to get here
Feel me?
from the
Like,
hotel, nigga. I was like, nigga, that's a whole day. I gotta drive. I ain't really got
but
enough
just
time to
think
spend
about
with
how
my
many
wife.
cities you really went through, and how many you only went through like 2 states.
Yeah.
But how many states you? That's all gang. This all gang banging shit.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like our structure is under their banner though. We just in a whole nother city, just like any other state. But at the same time, it's just like nigga. That shit corny to me as far as the town being. Nigga, I do music. Fuck that shit. I don't know what it is
I
talking
don't know
about.
nothing about none of
I
that.
don't know shit about none of that shit. I
Right.
do music. And I believe in the Most High. And I believe that everybody should believe in the Most High or believe in something. Because if you don't, you're going to fall for something. That's what they set that quote for.
I don't
You better
necessarily
believe in
believe
something.
that. I feel like there's some atheists that don't necessarily. I don't believe. I feel like people. God gave us all the will to be whatever the fuck we choose. So, I'm not agreeing that just because a person doesn't decide to conform to a religion or doesn't believe in God, he's automatically gonna be this devil that falls for this wicked shit. I don't believe that.
I just say,
You know what I mean,
I
though?
believe you. I'm not.
You don't have to
disagreeing.
believe me, but I'm just saying, like, that's just wild to say that.
No, because what I was going to say was, like, I believe you because I'm not going to sit here and be like, hey, you should join this religion, join that religion, because that's not what I believe in. I don't think you should do that. Nigga. I truly think you should get an understanding of who you are as a person and figure out
That's the most
what
key.
the Most High is really trying to tell you to do in your life. Because at the end of the day,
Find your purpose. I was saying that, bro.
that's it. It's
Right.
just like, because at the end of the day, none of this shit, none of this mattered.
Alright.
So that's all.
Alright, we gon' wrap it up here.
Let's do it.